and you have him on camera taking a Viagra. Right? We saw you take that blue pill. Right?
Was he using Blue Chew? Was he using Blue Chew? He had Blue Chew.
Oh,
He had Blue Chew. Yeah. He knows what's up. Yeah.
Amazon pill pack.
That's what we have to credit
They
Julia.
delivered it to the hotel room.
To his door.
We saw the Amazon guy deliver, and the box said Blue Chew.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite ones. This is fucking delicious. Every now and then, we just talked about Quibi, right? It's a company that, they had to shut down operations because, they were like, all right, let's figure out what the fuck's going on here. We can't really save what's happening. So we're just going to have to shut shit down for a while. I believe that Rudy Giuliani is going to have to shut shit down, right? Because there is no way he can justify what's happening, even though he's trying to, clearly. But there's no way he can justify this. We talked about this at the top of the show. We talked about how he was caught in a very compromising situation, or compromised, I guess, situation, right? So what I'm talking about is that this past week, obviously we're getting a new Borat, right? Borat 2, and it's got some other weird name that I don't remember the exact name of the movie, but it's Borat 2. So basically in a scene, right, from Borat 2, Rudy Giuliani is being interviewed by, I guess, Borat's daughter, I guess, in this case.
I believe there's an actress playing Borat's daughter.
Yes.
What's her name? Maria Baklava.
There you go. So basically he's being interviewed by her, and, obviously if anybody's familiar with the Borat, sort of motif, it's very sort of tongue in cheek, but it's done based off of reality, right? So he just interjects himself as this Borat character into just weird ass scenarios that are actually like real scenarios. It's real people he's talking to, right? And so they just happen to get an interview with Rudy Giuliani somehow. They get this, and it turns out that watching this sort of scene, because they released a scene ahead of when the movie actually drops. So it starts off with Rudy being interviewed by this woman, and then Borat finds his way into the room somehow as like a sound guy, and is just saying all sorts of just like weird shit, in terms of like, is she asking you weird ass questions? And Rudy's just kind of taking it all in stride for some reason. Flash forward through, the exchange. So the interview ends. Rudy goes into the room with this interviewer, and somehow he ends up on the bed. He ends up with his hands in his fucking in his pants. He's laying, with his back on the bed, and the interviewer's there with him as well. And then Borat comes in and is like, whoa, what the fuck's happening here? Like in a fucking, I don't know. He's wearing like a weird, I don't know what the fuck he was wearing, but he was wearing something weird. All this to say, this is not a fucking good look for Rudy Giuliani. Now, this is all with the backdrop that Giuliani is right now in the midst of like dumping all this like information on Hunter Biden and the laptop. And I've had people explain this to me like 20 times, exactly what the fuck is actually being accused of here. I still don't fucking understand exactly
the whole Hunter Biden thing.
Not the whole Hunter Biden thing, but this whole thing with the laptop. I really don't understand exactly what the problem is or what they're saying is being done. I hear like the conflation of what they're doing, right? Like they're saying like, oh, that the Bidens are corrupt, which I have no doubt about that, right? But they're basically accusing them of criminal shit in terms of like direct like pay to play. But really, there's no like actual evidence of that. There's just like, okay, yeah, Hunter Biden's kind of a, he was kind of a scumbag a little bit, And
I know people who fell for that distraction, who were like, wait. The economy, no, fuck that. The coronavirus, fuck that. The future of America, fuck that.
Yeah.
What's Hunter Biden doing?
Hunter Biden.
And I'm like, you're worried about a private citizen's seedy business practices?
And I get it, right? Because he's Joe Biden's son. So, of course, he can have major influence. It's no different than like the Trump fucking, rugrats running around doing, shit. It's the same thing, right? But also, it's fucking Hunter Biden. Like, unless you can literally give me something concrete that Joe Biden did X, Y, or Z because Hunter Biden did whatever, then I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. All that's the backdrop for this interview because, he's talking in an interview about how Trump, oh yeah, he handled coronavirus, or the COVID-19 great, if it weren't for him, then, more than a million people would die.
Millions of people, millions of lives were saved because of how he handled it.
So so Giuliani is trying to make this whole Hunter Biden thing work, but he's the source of all this information, right? But how the fuck can you be a source for the information if you're fucking caught in a hotel room? Yeah, I know that was very close.
Listen, you've been here.
If you're caught in a hotel room doing some very shady ass shit with a reporter, or I guess who you think is a reporter in that case, like, how can we fucking take you seriously as a, like, and this should be like a no-brainer. Under no circumstances should we take Rudy Giuliani serious about any fucking thing. The guy's a fucking lunatic, right? So let's lay the groundwork for that. But then on top of that, how the fuck are you supposed to take you seriously when shit like this happens?
So here's the thing about politics and religion, right? If you remove those two things from most or any conversation, all you have to rely on is what you see, what you've heard, like the facts that are present and available, right? And then people can have like a logical, rational conversation if politics and religion is removed from it. Now you throw politics back into the mix, and it's more so about sticking to your party lines than it is like looking at the situation and saying, like, oh, there's something wrong with this. So while you and I may look at this thing with Rudy Giuliani in the bedroom with this reporter and like, you know, his hands down his pants, a situation someone like him should not be in, right?
Yeah.
We'll look at that and say like, there's something wrong with this. This is not a person who we can take their word, with high regard. People who are like Trump supporters, Republicans, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to throw a blanket over all of them, but I'm using general terms here. Trump supporters, Republicans, they're going to look at this and be like, oh, he was tricked. He did nothing wrong. It was fabricated, fake news. Let's move on. Like, so they're going to skate past this as if it.
So here's the problem with that. Here's the crux in that, right? Is that it was Giuliani's response to this that really kind of like undercuts that whole idea that, oh, it's fake news. It wasn't real.
His tweet, right?
His tweet.
So I'll read it, right?
Sure.
So he starts off by saying, one, the Borat video is a complete fabrication. I was tucking in my shirt after taking off the recording equipment.
No, let's do a little sidebar here. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. You're tucking in your shirt? Or what he was saying was like, oh, he was taking off his mic and then he was tucking his pants. Who the fuck lies down on the bed to tuck in their shirt?
With a drink in
Are you an animal?
Smoking a cigar. Fully erect.
There's a fucking camp. What is it? What do you call it? Boy Scouts? They got fucking camped under his fucking pants. He was so fucking.
It was a tent right there. And you have him on camera taking a Viagra. Right? We saw you take that blue pill. Right? What the fuck?
Was he using Blue Chew? Was he using Blue Chew? He had Blue Chew.
Oh,
he had
probably,
Blue Chew. Yeah. He knows what's up. Yeah.
Amazon pill pack.
That's what we have to credit Julia.
They delivered it to the hotel room. We saw the Amazon guy deliver, and the box said Blue Chew.
Yeah. And if that's, I can give Giuliani that credit. Like, at least he keeps his ears to the street. He knows about Blue Chew. He's like, yeah, just hit me up a little.
Works in 15 minutes.
As you were saying with his tweets, before I read the info.
So the next part says, at no time before, during, or after the interview was I ever inappropriate. If Sacha Baron Cohen implies otherwise, he is a stone cold liar.
Okay, so it wasn't even that part that really was just like, yo, you're a fucking idiot. It was the part where he says, what I thought was weird about his tweet, because it's the tweet that everybody's sort of like rebroadcasting, on different news outlets, that, that first part. And he says one, right? I was like, there has to be a number two. You can't just name something one without fucking having number two. That's fucking weird.
You can't have a part one and not have a. Could you imagine if they had The Godfather part one and they never did a part two?
Like they actually named it Godfather
what happened
part
to
one.
Michael? What happened? What happened to Sonny?
So in two, he says, in fact, the New York Post today reports it looks to me like an exaggeration through editing. And I don't know how the fuck you edit that, right? Like how does that actually get edited? If you can like help me understand, like how does it get edited where you're laying back, like with your back on the fucking bed and you fucking reach in your pants? How does that get like How do I manipulate footage in order to make that happen?
Yeah, listen.
That doesn't happen. Like you have to like,
unless Michael Bay was in the room.
And the storyline makes no sense, and you're just like, I guess I'm just here.
And then somebody's like, "Is that nutmeg? Is that?" What did I tell you? I would tell the nutmeg joke again, and
you did work it in.
What I can't understand is who wears their mic transmitter
in
on
the
their
front.
crotch.
Yeah.
Like who does that?
No, Rudy apparently. I thought he's fucking insane. No matter how you slice it, he's insane. So he says, as soon as I realized it was a setup, I called the police, which has been noted in THR article in July. Now, that's the part that I have the most exception with. There's a way you could have spun this to be like, oh, no, it was a part of the movie. It's all fake, whatever, right? But then you said you called the police, meaning that everything that we just saw happened without you being a part of it. Like you weren't in on the joke or anything. That was all you.
Yeah.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
How stupid are you to like admit that? But like, no, everything that happened there was definitely real. Like I didn't understand it. They tricked me.
Isn't he a fucking like attorney who's been practicing? How old is he? 78? Did he really pass the bar exam? You know what? He might be Frank Abagnale, right? You remember that? You remember what is that movie?
What the fuck are you talking
Yeah, you know, fucking with Leonardo DiCaprio and
What the fuck are you talking about?
Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can.
Okay.
Remember Frank Abagnale? He really passed the bar exam, but all of it was like a lie. His whole life was a lie, but he actually did pass the bar exam.
Yeah.
That might be Rudy Giuliani.
No, he didn't pass the bar. He's the reverse. He's the reverse.
Exactly. His whole life. It might be true, but the bar exam,
is a lie.
That's a fucking lie. Someone needs to check his records.
Yeah. It's like somebody who I used to work with. She would
say their name.
I actually forget her name. I worked with her a long time ago.
Don't be
but
afraid.
whenever we would talk about shit, and she didn't like what I was saying, she'd be like, "You a lie." So yeah, Rudy Giuliani.
She would say, "You a lie."
You passed the bar exam. You a lie. So that's really all I have to talk about with this Giuliani shit. Sacha Baron Cohen, to kind of follow up with that. I know, and Eddie, you can kind of jump on this because I think you saw some other things that I didn't. But he, they did an interview on Good Morning America where he was basically like, bro, like it is what it is. You can fucking watch the movie. You tell me what the fuck he was doing. But like,
where was his security? Where was his
like I just said, where the fuck was his publicist? Like, cause it's like, why the fuck,
where
Rudy's
was Chris
crazy? Like
Hansen from Dateline NBC.
Because in the movie, it's supposed to be that Borat's daughter is 15 in the movie.
Yeah.
So theoretically, Giuliani's, I don't know.
The only time we've ever really needed Chris Hansen, and he wasn't there for America.
Well, first of all, I've heard very mixed reviews on Chris Hansen. He might not be the greatest of guys, but
I bet Giuliani saw him in the lobby. It was
he was like,
"Hey, Chris,
uh-oh.
let this one go.
That's what
if you need some pro bono."
They were keeping Chris Hansen out.
Was that?
They were downstairs with Chris Hansen. Yeah.
Oh, Chris was like, "I got next." Like, oh, you fucking dirtbag.
One correction though.
Yeah.
Just to give proper clarity. It's Maria Bakalova.
Bakalova.
Not baklava, like the sweet, delicious,
great dessert.
Mediterranean.
That's probably. You know what, Rudy, you're innocent. He thought
I declare mistrial.
Yeah. He thought he was coming for baklava. Right? It was like, I like dessert. Let me show how this baklava is 15 years old. Oh, it's aged. High quality. I like my wine aged. I like my baklava aged.
You're a fucking idiot.
You're innocent, Rudy.
That
that could probably stand up in court.
That honestly, in our court system, maybe. I don't know. For people like Rudy Giuliani, it'll probably stand up. Actually.
If who's that lady who's running for the Supreme Court?
Amy something.
Amy Coney
Barrett something.
Listen, if she's the one who's going to decide whether or not you get convicted,
not guilty,
unguilty.
Rudy.
He's like, please get confirmed to the Supreme Court.
He's like, who represented OJ? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let us know in the comment section what you think about the Borat Giuliani shit. Yeah, it's fucking wild. I don't know what the fuck you guys think about it, but let us know in the comment section below. It's some wild ass shit.
All right, so